Hey guys, so this is a Beast Lab based on wing play. We're getting a lot of people asking, and I know a lot of coaches I've spoken to this year, particularly in the preseason, are asking now with standing neutral grip, what are the differences between wing play before and after when we went away from the knee down? So here's the difference in a nutshell. Because standing neutral grip should be a faster, quicker face-off, the pre-whistle lineup is way more important than anything. Whereas when we were on a knee, most of our time was spent focusing on post-whistle, boxing out, jockeying for position because there were lockups. There shouldn't be lockups anymore, and if they are, they should last a second or two. So now we're going to focus a little bit on the terminology that we use with the FOA. So just so you know, left side, okay, if we're going upfield right now, this is our face-off man. If we're going north, this is the draw side. Anything to the left of the face-off man, because that's usually where we pull the ball. So we refer to it as the draw side. The right side is called the defensive side because we're usually going to use this side as our way of exiting the ball. And we're going to use this side of the wing, usually our LSM, in order to take away whatever our opponent likes to do the most. So let's look at the verbiage here. Okay, draw side. This is called a base set. We would take our shorty, all right, put them all the way down here. Now, we use these increments. Okay, if this is a midline using a football field increment, okay, 5 yards, 10 yards, 5 yards, 10 yards, okay, because a wing line is 20 yards total, 10 yards on each side of the midline. So we use this to refer to where our wing setup would be. So for instance, shorty is all the way at the bottom. This is minus 10. Halfway up the line with minus 5, plus 5, plus 10. Okay, so we like to put our shorty at minus 10 in a base set. Base set meaning we know nothing about the other team's face-off guy. We're going to go out there and we're going to put this guy here. Why? Well, this is all assuming that we are going to get around 50% of the clamps, okay? And we will talk about the other stuff later. But if we're getting about 50% of our clamps and we're going to get our share and we know it's going to be a good battle, we're going to put our shorty at minus 10. Now, the short stick is almost the most important person on a face-off unit. Reason being is he's going to have multiple things that we're going to need him to do correctly. So the reason we put him all the way down here, you might be thinking, oh, stop the break. That's one of his functions, yes. But the real reason we put him down here is to make the other team's LSM decide what he's going to take away. If the LSM that comes down here to take him away, then we have all of this space over here to pop the ball and get a ground ball on. If we leave our shorty at the midline, he's not that useful unless we have a pre-designated route. He's not that useful. The LSM is going to sit on him, and now it kind of halfway takes away all of our stuff. So put the shorty down here. Immediately, we've created a 2-on-1. The other team has to put their LSM accordingly based on where he is. Every face-off guy is given a checklist when he's FOA. You walk out. Okay, the referee comes over to you. You look to the left. Where's the other team's LSM? Okay, if the LSM is up here, then we know that this is the exit. We want to go TTL, throw it to our wing. If the LSM's down here, we know that offensively, that's where we want to go. Now, this side is called the defensive side. That's where we're going to put our pull. Now, let's pretend I'm going against a player that likes to use his defensive exit. Okay, he likes to clamp the ball, and then he immediately starts taking a whole bunch of steps and goes back that way. Now, I'm going to tell my LSM to sit at +5. And his job on the whistle is to sprint directly in, and I'm going to make sure as the face-off guy, if I lose the clamp, that I'm going to take a step, and I'm going to make him go to where I know he likes to go, and he's going to run into a double team on every single face-off. So what I've effectively done is said, okay, if this guy wins the clamp, he's going to have to beat me with an exit other than the one he likes to do the most, okay? So if he does pop it forward, this shorty, once again, is always told, be at minus 10, sprint in every time. Now, the shorty's job is to sprint in, assuming that either our face-off guy clamped and put it through his legs to get the ground ball, or to assume that we're getting beat forward so he can nullify this fast break. If that happens, the face-off guy can then peel off, cover the LSM, and we're good to go, okay? If this face-off guy likes to pop the ball forward, then we'll have our LSM shade on the minus part of the field, cut straight in, and make sure that ground ball is under duress. So that's the job of the LSM, is to take away whatever we think his favorite exit's going to be. Now, there's other options here as well. Say we're not winning our clamps. We come into the game, this guy's a lot better than us, he's going to win. Okay, well, that means everybody's got a job. So if everybody works together and I know he's a fast clamper, I'm going to tell my face-off guy, you're either going to rake or you're going to shovel on every rep. The rake and the shovel put the ball pretty much here every time. So if this guy wins the clamp and I get underneath his gloves on the whistle, I'm going to force him into some kind of a backdoor exit, or I'm going to force him away from the forward exit. So if I can trust that this face-off guy is going to do that, then sure, we can move our shorty up and we can move our LSM up, and on the whistle, shovel counter or rake, cutting straight in on both sides, and now we've got a 3-on-2 ground ball. So that's what you're looking for, and that's how you can game plan. Once again, let's go over it. Okay, plus 10, plus 5, 0, minus 5, minus 10. Okay, this side, the shorty goes on the draw side, but LSM goes on the defensive side. Now, let's go back to the top. Let's say we're going against a pole. 99.999% of the time, when a pole comes out to take a face-off, we know that they're going to lock the wings, which makes it very easy for us to manipulate the wings. So if this face-off guy is doing his job and doing it well, we can take our shorty and we can take our LSM. As soon as we see an LSM come out to take their rep, we have two terms. We have back, which puts everybody at minus 10, or we have up, which puts everybody at plus 10. Whichever way I tell my wings to go, I know they're going to go with them. So on the whistle, I'm going pure true plunger, in and out, to catch it over here and bring it down the field. If they come with them, they've just left 20 yards open. Same thing the other way. Okay, if we go into a up formation, you can see now I've got 25 yards to play with nobody on me. So quick plunger, TTL, turn, scoop, throw it right back to the goalie, all the room in the world, okay? Now, question that happens all the time. What happens when they move after the down call, between the down and the set call? Ohio State, a great college program to watch, because they're one of the only college programs that really utilizes a pre-whistle read. Just like you would use motion in a game of football, the ref says down, right? The face-off guy looked over here, say the LSM is here. Okay, so now he's thinking in his head, this is where I'm going. Another reason the shorty is so important. Once he goes down, if this guy slides up, this guy's responsible for the audible call. And I think a lot of time coaches get a little too inventive with this. Audible call is simple. If I did my job and looked, I know he's here. The only time you use an audible call is if he crosses the midline or if he leaves the midline. So when I hear on this side, he crosses the midline, Greg, 3 times. You yell the face-off guy's name 3 times, super loud. In his head, check. This slid down, the audible's here now, okay? So keep it real simple. Now, the only time it gets a little dicey is if the LSM starts on the midline. And then he moves one way or the other. Same thing, come over here. I should know that he was on the midline. I'm gonna look. They say down, I go down. If he moves this way, okay, just yell defense, defense, defense. That means the defensive side of the field is open. If he slides down this way, offense, offense, offense. That means the offensive exit's open. Real simple, okay? So those are the calls we have when we're doing any of this. Now, if you do this stuff right, you can write up all kinds of fun stuff, okay? If I have my LSM down here and I say, hey, we're going to take away the offensive exit. However, the ball is going to go this way, or I'm going to put it through my legs. We have a call at Mamaroneck called jailbreak. We have both guys down here on the whistle. We pop the ball through our legs. This guy's cutting straight into scoop. LSM on the whistle, break straight up field. Scoop, throw it over the top, 4-on-3. So there's a lot of fun ways you can do it, but all 3 of these guys have to be on the same page, okay? So once again, I'm going to recap just to make sure we all understand this stuff here. Okay. This side of the field, okay, if we're going north, this side of the field, draw side or pull side, draw side, right here. Defensive side, minus 10, minus 5, 0, plus 5, plus 10 is where you would line your wings up. Now, post whistle, like I said, if there's a lockup, your face-off guy's doing it wrong, so we got to reassess how their whole technique. Okay. However, some teams like to just say, if there is a lockup, there's a designation. One guy is going to be on this side of the field, the other guy is going to be on this side of the field. Okay. So what you can say is, hey guys, if these guys lock up and start spinning, one guy is designated to stay on this side of the field, One guy is designated to stay on this side of the field. That way we don't get beat deep, and if we do scoop a ground ball, we have a guy on the offensive side of the field, okay? So if your face-off guy's still catching up, not really that advanced, this is something you could do post-whistle, but there really shouldn't be much of that with the new SNG, okay? All right, guys. Well, that's our film breakdown real quick. That's our wing play vernacular. If you have any questions, absolutely hit us up, foabeast@gmail.com. Also, subscribe to this channel. I got a million videos for you guys, and we're always putting up more.